my father was dyslexic and used to be caned every Friday because he couldn't get his spellings right, but they thought he was quite a clever guy, so they thought he must be lazy, so caned him. So from quite early on, my parents realised I was dyslexic. So from childhood, I've had some really strong strengths mentally in terms of logic and creative thinking, but also some really meaningful weaknesses. As someone who's dyslexic, my short-term memory is appalling. So from very early days, I've always played to my strengths. I didn't pursue a career in being a linguist, for example. I could never remember all the verbs. So that's been important, and I think it sort of really set a mindset of wanting to play to strengths, using tools to help me identify strengths. So Strength Finders is a brilliant tool, both playing to my own strengths, but also getting teams to understand their strengths and play to them as well.
Because I don't know if I was always aware of my own gift. My gift started to play out a lot when I went into working in business. I didn't start off my life working in business. I was in teaching, and then I did a bit of clinical stuff in the dental world. I've done a few things in my life and project management, but it's always come back to serving people and building them up. And I realised sort of in the last 3 years that teaching and education is a big part of my gifting, and so is pastoring, although I don't admit it always because it's such a big responsibility. But I know that that's my heart for the community, and my heart for seeing people live the best lives they can live, my heart for seeing people win, and providing them with access to education to enable them to do that has kind of helped me to win in certain areas in the charity. So I've learned that recently, that my gifting is actually making room for you. It does say that in the word, your gift shall make room for you and bring you before great men. And I can safely say that education and pastoring, caring for people, loving people, serving people is everything. And actually it makes your job more fun when you work in your gift.
It's a paramount need for a leader, in my opinion. We can't be everything as a leader. We can't be all things to all people as much as we might like to be. A leader doesn't have to be well-rounded in all areas, but knowing your contribution, knowing your gifting means that you can really be in that lane with confidence and actually begin to call out giftings in other people that might look quite different to yours. And it doesn't feel like it's at any expense to you to do that, because you know what you do and you know what you don't do. So for me, the more a leader knows about who they are, the more they can stay in that lane, develop that lane and invest in it, and let other people do the stuff that they're really good at too.
Being aware of my gifts actually took a long time. I didn't do like a metrics test or anything like that, but I started to realize that actually in terms of the fivefold ministry, there's a definite evangelism kind of perspective on me. Like I really always reaching out to the community and stuff like that. But also I know there's a bit of the prophetic on me. Like I will foresee things and speak things. It's interesting really, like the giftings thing, innit? Because as I said, I didn't do a traditional like test to say like, this is my gifts and these are my strong points. It's like that feedback process again. It's like people saying, Nathan, you're really an encourager, you know, you're evangelistic. And when my leader kind of called it out of me and says, you're an evangelist, I see that. And I'm like, how do you see that, Bishop? And he says X, Y, Z. And I was able to identify it because I was like, I just thought that was something natural, because sometimes the gifting in it, majority of the time, it's a gift, it's free from God. And you're just doing it and you sometimes find it hard to identify it. So that's why I think putting yourself in networks where you can get that feedback and be open to receiving feedback can help you define what that gifting is. And what people say, you know what, Nathan, when you do this thing, you do it so well. I'm like, okay, that must be my gift then.